What's your stance on evolution, macroevolution or microevolution? And if we have fossil records to show that there are humans that lived 3 million years ago, who are different to us in many ways, then how can one or all major Abrahamic religions posit that there are humans, or the first human was very much similar to us, when we know that early humans were much different to us?
Well, I don't want to have an evolution debate, to be honest. I'd rather leave that for other brothers. For instance, people are welcome to watch Sabur. He has got many debates on the topic. Sabur Ahmed has got many debates on the topic of evolution. If you ask about my stance when it comes to evolution, I have a full monologue. I just call it monologue. I just have a 2-hour presentation where I talk about evolution on my channel, where I dismantle everything you just said. There's no such thing as that there was other humans that were very different from ourselves. Fossil record is heavily fabricated because of these people who want to prove evolution under any cost. Is heavily fabricated. And the skulls that we find, which changes every year, so they'll teach you in medical textbooks that 300,000 years is the oldest human beings or whatever. Then now we discovered like the oldest skull is like, I don't know, 6 to 7 million years ago or something. Or very recently, they could have discovered something after. This is the recent thing that I've seen. They keep changing it every time. And I demonstrated that with, by the way, articles. And when I say articles from Nature, from Science magazine, I'm not bringing Muslim articles here. I'm bringing non-Muslims, people who are believing in evolution themselves. They're telling you how they fabricate these fossils, how these fossils are not in any way, shape, or form. What you're saying is that there is not a single full fossil of a transitional creature or of a being that looks different than human beings millions of years ago. There's not a single one. So this idea is just what lay people think, who, with all due respect to anyone and everyone, I don't know about you, but it's usually people who are not educated. They've not done the research. They've not looked at these fossils. They've not looked at the fabrications that happened throughout human history. A basic example is Lucy. Lucy, they said, is a whole fossil. They brought bones from baboons and different things, and they put them together, and they're like, that's a transitional creature. No, that's not a transitional creature. That's you just bringing different fossils of different things, trying to present a case. So in the end, to even like completely close this argument, science is something that is changing, that is based on the scientific method, which is to look at things, natural things. So physical natural things that are made from atoms or matter or whatever. You observe them, the things that you can put under a microscope. So you do experimentation, repeatability, and falsification. That is a scientific method. So it's the study of the natural world through experimentation, repeatability, and falsification. That's the definition of the scientific method, which, by the way, was developed by a Muslim. It's called Hassan ibn Haytham. He's the one who modernized it and developed the way we're using it today in his book, Optics. We have no issues with the scientific method. But to talk about things which happened thousands of years ago, that's not science, that's philosophy. So what a lot of people don't know is that the theory of evolution is not based on real science. It's based on assumptions and philosophy, where they keep telling you, oh, they were doing this, they moved from this river to that river, and they were eating this, and they were behaving that way. There is no physical, natural evidence for any of that. These are all assumptions. And that's why it keeps changing. So they have a narrative, and they keep changing the narrative when they find new evidence. Not that the evidence, they will reinterpret the evidence to fit the narrative of what they already believe in. That's why you have Darwinism, Neo-Darwinism. You have so do you know how many changes it keeps changing? Every other day there is a new name for the theory of evolution, and the reason is simple: is because they discover things that are opposite to the theory, and sooner or later they have to. You'll have a big group of scientists that will just leave that, and they will come up with a new branch, third way evolution, genetic evolution, this evolution, that they will just keep doing that because it's not standing. The more time passes and the more you investigate evidences. That's my position.